I'm making this video for the sake of a friend who has suffered a bereavement and is very upset. And of course anyone would be. Okay, if you're normal, then you will feel pain in such a situation. But this is a story about a friend of mine who is now passed away. He died of a drug overdose. He got involved with heroin. He was tricked into taking it initially, and then he got addicted and he carried on doing it, and of course it was ruining his life, and he died. So the circumstances of that were that. Okay. Now this guy was a childhood friend of mine. I grew up with him. I loved him like a brother. And well, he's gone now, okay, and I think it makes me sad when I think about it. But his name was Albert. He was Turkish. I'm Greek, and we were the best of friends. And like I say, I loved him like a brother. Okay, so there's none of that nonsense of hating Turks or anything like that, or hating Greeks between us. That's something that governments like to promote, not the reality of it when people meet and become friends. You know, it's completely different, because people are not like that by instinct. They can be driven to that kind of stuff. Anyway, that's a different matter. But what happened with him, it was very sad. He took some heroin, and he passed away because of it. And his mum came and found him sitting in his bedroom, sitting on the bed. Dead, stone cold. She thought he'd fallen asleep sitting up. He was kind of slumped forward, and she went and put her hand on his forehead. She told me this, and said, Albert, and he was cold. And then she realised he was dead. A very strange thing about it was that at that time I was at home. I was in bed. I didn't know about it until 2 weeks later. And I kept hearing something like a voice calling me, Chris, help me, Chris, help me. And I was like, what is all this? What's going on? Am I going mad or something? You know. And I kept hearing it, and you know, I just kept on going. You know, this is crazy. Just shush and go to sleep. It turned out that that, as far as I understand, that was the time when he had taken that heroin, which may sound really bizarre, but these strange things do happen. You know, we are in a world where there are spiritual things going on. But again, that's not the story here. The story here on this is that I went to his house not knowing that he passed away, and it was on a Sunday, and I went to collect him, to take him out. Because sometimes I used to just go to his house, ring his doorbell, and I'd say, come on Albert, let's go out for a drive in my car. And I'd take him out and we'd go for a drive, and we'd spend 3-4 hours out. We'd stop somewhere, have a coffee, we'd talk about things and stuff, and and then I'd take him home. So it was almost kind of like a routine thing, semi-regular. I always enjoyed his company. And I went that day to his house and rang the doorbell, and his dad came down, and I said to him, hello Mr. Nemeth, is Albert there please? And he was looking up at the sky like he was vacant, and I thought, answer me, and he said, you must be joking. I thought, what's he talking about? I must be joking. Have I done something wrong or something? They don't like me. His family always liked me. They always invited me in. They always made me food. My family the same with Albert. And I was trying to figure out why he said that. And then he said, Albert died 2 weeks ago. I was like, what? He took me upstairs. His family. I started crying. I got them all crying. It was very sad. Anyway, I went home, and I don't remember when it was, whether it was the following week or a few weeks after or something. I don't remember. But I went back to his house on a Sunday. went up to the door, as if I'd rung the doorbell, as if he came out, as if he got in the car with me. I even opened the door to let him in the car. He wasn't there. It was just something that I had to do. And I shut the door, got in the car, and started driving, and just talked to him as if he was actually there. Went out, 2 hours driving, came back, dropped him off, dropped who off. There was no one in the car. You know, I wasn't imagining that he was in the car. It was my way of closure, you know. And I dropped him, if you want to call it that, dropped him off home, opened the door and everything, shut the door, said bye, and off I went, you know. And I also visited him where they buried him, and there was a little hut there, and I sat there at the hut. I bought him some flowers too. I can't remember if I took them down there or not. I just don't remember. But I remember how sad it was, and that my friend had gone for good, you know. And I needed to do that for closure. I needed to spend the afternoon with him, like we used to do, because it wasn't going to happen again. And I also had a dream about him. In this dream, he was just there. He just like kind of appeared in this dream, and I was very emotional. And I can't remember what was said. It said to each other in this dream, but after he turned around and started going up some stairs. And I called out to him and said, "When are you coming back?" And he said to me, "I'm going to a place where I don't need a hand to get up the stairs." So at least I know he's with the Lord. And if you're in a similar situation, you've got to remember that the death is not the end. That we are spirit. And though you might miss somebody, it's like the story of King David when his child died. After his child died, he got up and he carried on with what he was doing. And all of his subjects were amazed, and they asked him, while the child was alive, you grieved, and now he's dead, you get up and dress and go about your business. They didn't understand, and he said to them, "It doesn't matter what I do, whatever I do, I can't bring my son back, but I know that one day I will go to be where he is." So I know I'm going to see my friend again. And if you believe in God, then believe what he says. That is not the end. Jesus Christ defeated death. He is the resurrection and the life.